Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to today's video. My name is Connor, aka Zyla. Today we're just going to be going over the best settings to run in Warzone for Season 3. It's Day 2 in Season 3. Hopefully we got some new players coming out, and hopefully these settings will help you a little bit along the way. First things first, we're just going to go over the normal settings. BR is your button layout. If you have a scuff, I highly recommend you run default, obviously. If you have trigger stops, I would just use a regular L2, R2. If you do not, however, I would recommend playing on tactical and then flipped. So to put on flip, you press square. To have it as flipped, that's when you shoot with R1 and L1. But yeah, for right now, since I have a scuff, I'm playing on default. If you don't have a scuff, play on tactical flipped. Stick layout, preset default, invert leg disabled. Horizontal stick 6.6 is my sensitivity. I was on a 7.7, but I dropped it down a little bit for Warzone. You don't need as much movement as you do in multiplayer. ADS scope sensitivity, I have it at 0.8. Basically, this just helps me to hit those long range shots with the MP7, M4, the Growl. That way I'm not just too zoomed in. My left and right movements are still pretty quick, but the shot stays a laser beam. Next one we got is the scope sensitivity. So for sniping, I just have it normal. For some reason, I just feel like 1 is actually perfect. Maybe like a 1.5 actually, bump it up a little bit. But I mean, you can drag scope, kids. You can hit everything. This is gonna be personal preference. Play around with how your shot is. I mean, honestly, if you're wobbly on your shot from far range with the AR, drop this down to like 7.5 and just play around. I found that 0.8 is my sweet spot. Aim response curve is probably the biggest one. Dynamic. I was playing on linear, and it's a hassle. I mean, it's pretty hard to play on linear. Standard is with 6.6. When I dropped down, standard was too slow. Dynamic just feels perfect. It actually feels like a 7.7 even though I'm on 6.6 because it speeds up your ramp up time. Definitely recommend dynamic. Aim assist, just normal standard. I wouldn't mess with anything else on that side. Everything else is gonna be we need to turn, so right here, use reload behavior. This needs to be standard. You're on tap to reload. You need to put this on convectual tap. This can help you loot quicker and move around the map a lot faster. So that is a huge one. Put it on tap. All this is standard. Slide behavior, tap as well. Auto move forward disabled, disabled, and all that's fine. I did mess around a little bit with the parachute auto deploy. It was super fun. I died a little bit, but you can actually drop a lot quicker than you can normally if you do have that on. Alright, general brightness, keep all that the same. Just a typical, you're going to turn down your motion blur, disable that, and then your film grain, make sure you got that at 0 for film grain. The next biggest tip is the HUD for the minimap. For Warzone, it's normally circle. You can change this to square. You're going to see more field of view, help you see more red dots and which ways to push. Make sure you have minimap rotation on, and yeah. Audio settings for Warzone, I highly recommend rocking boost low. For some reason, you can hear those low sounding footsteps coming up the door and everything like that. So highly recommend boost low. Turn out the music, dialogue, turn that down. Kept master at 100 and effects volume at 100. Disabled the juggernaut, hit marker classic, and yeah, that is basically all the settings, guys. But I do hopefully these things help you out with the mini map, the dynamic, the convectual tap. A lot of you probably don't actually have that on. Put that on, you can loot a lot quicker, trust me. But yeah, guys, and then the 0.8, play around with that like I said, but hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Like I said, my name is Connor, aka Zyla, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
My city loves meaning, it's make up my nigga, so you gotta pray that you mean me. Like, why not me? Shoot at the 1, 2, 3, zip lock, keeping us low key, nigga, why not me? Group all the day ones, please giddy up, my time ain't free, nigga, why not me? Sacrificed on my sleep, made it out the jungle by leap, nigga, why not me? Shoot at the 1, 2, 3, zip lock, keeping us